Myanmar Supreme Court has rejected the final appeal of two Reuters journalists serving a prison sentence because of their reporting on the country's crackdown on Rohingya Muslims. Kyaw and Walloon have spent more than 16 months in detention. They were arrested during an investigation into the killing of 10 Rohingya Muslim men during a military crackdown in the western part of Myanmar. A district court sentenced the two journalists to 7 years in prison last September for illegally possessing official documents. They've been since awarded the Pulitzer Prize for their work. For more now, DW Southeast Asia correspondent Charlotte Chelson-Pill joins me. Charlotte, now that this appeal has been rejected, what prospect do the journalists have of being released?
Amrita, well, there is now no higher court that these journalists can take their appeal to. The Supreme Court is Myanmar's top court, so that really does quash any hopes for these journalists of some sort of judicial reprieve. That doesn't mean to say, though, that all hopes are lost. Their supporters have been putting out statements today saying that they will continue to do all they can to secure the release of these journalists. A lawyer for the two men has also said that perhaps petitioning the president is an option of Myanmar, is an option that they will consider. At the moment, though, there is no sign of any sort of presidential pardon. So this ruling today really is a huge blow to the journalists themselves, their wives, who were in court to hear that ruling come down, and also their supporters, many of whom around the world are deeply concerned by this case and fear that it's a signal of a decline in freedom of expression in Myanmar.
And Charlotte, what message does this verdict send to other journalists investigating allegations of human rights violations in Myanmar?
One human rights organization in the lead up to this ruling had documented what it called a climate of fear among journalists in Myanmar. Now, this ruling today is likely to only increase that climate of fear. In fact, Amnesty International has said that this is a real blow to press freedom in Myanmar. It also pointed out, though, that it's not just journalists who it is concerned for. It also says that there has been a crackdown on freedom of expression among other critics of authorities in Myanmar. It's pointed out that it's alleged that in the last few days a number of other critics have been arrested in Myanmar. So there is some real concern. A lot of people as well, very angry, actually, rights groups at Aung San Suu Kyi, the de facto leader of Myanmar. They'd hoped that she would come out in defense of these journalists. And in fact, she gave a statement in the build-up to this ruling saying that she didn't believe that these journalists were arrested for journalism. She said that, in essence, they'd violated the law in Myanmar.
Now, the reporting by these two Reuters journalists and their colleagues has been awarded a Pulitzer Prize. Now, how's that gone down with authorities in Myanmar?
That's right. Their colleagues from Reuters completed the investigation following their arrest and published its findings. Now, since those findings were released, Myanmar has arrested and jailed a number of soldiers in connection with with the Reuters publication, which alleged that the military had been involved in the massacre of Rohingya Muslim men and boys. Now, the authorities in Myanmar in general deny any such atrocities. They say that their crackdown on the Rohingya Muslims has been targeting insurgents and militants, and it denies any attacks on civilians.
Charlotte Chelson-Pill in Bangkok, thank you very much for that update.